Hello and welcome back to World 360. How has the Five Eyes Alliance reacted to the India-Canada diplomatic row? What are the major takeaways as External Affairs Minister Jaishankar becomes the first Indian foreign minister in a decade to visit Pakistan? And who is Abbas Nilforoushan, a top Iranian military commander, and why is his death significant? We answer this and more in today's episode. So first up, the India-Canada diplomatic row. Ties between India and a major G7 country, Canada, have nosedived. Tensions have been simmering since last September when Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau accused Indian agents of allegedly playing a role in the killing of Sikh separatist Hardeep Singh Nijjar. But this week, things took a turn for the worse when Canada named Indian diplomats as persons of interest in a criminal investigation. This included India's top diplomat in Canada, High Commissioner Sanjay Verma. When India refused to waive diplomatic immunity for Canadian authorities to question Indian diplomats, the Trudeau government decided to expel 6 Indian diplomats altogether. Hours before that, India also expelled Canadian diplomats from New Delhi, and now it is very likely that soon the Canadian High Commission will have lower representation than the Pakistan High Commission in Delhi based on the dwindling number of diplomatic staff. Now, the big question is, how have Canada's allies reacted to the escalating tensions with India? Let's look specifically at the Five Eyes Alliance. The Five Eyes Alliance is an intelligence alliance comprising Australia, Canada, New Zealand, the UK, and the US. This alliance was formed in the aftermath of World War II in 1946. Now, these 5 countries regularly share intelligence and coordinate security efforts to protect their national interests. It is the oldest and most prominent of the global intelligence sharing agreements. Now, when Trudeau made his claims against India last September, it was also revealed that Canada allegedly obtained communications among Indian agents with the help of a Five Eyes partner. Let's look at how each of the Five Eyes now have reacted to the latest tensions between India and Canada. Most of them have backed Canada and called for the need to uphold rule of law, but some have offered nuanced statements. The US called Canada's allegations against India extremely serious and remarked that India has chosen an alternate path instead of cooperating with Canada. The UK has also backed Canada, but unlike the US, seemed to nudge India by saying cooperating with Canada would be the right next step. Australia also threw its weight behind Canada by saying it respects Canada's judicial process and that sovereignty and rule of law must be upheld. And finally, New Zealand, which was actually the first of the Five Eyes to issue a statement about the situation between India and Canada. On Tuesday, the country's foreign minister said, the alleged criminal conduct outlined publicly by Canadian law enforcement authorities, if proven, would be very concerning. For our second topic, we're looking at External Affairs Minister Jaishankar's visit to Pakistan, which is the first by an Indian foreign minister to Islamabad in a decade. Jaishankar arrived in the neighboring country to attend the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, or the SCO, meet. This was viewed as a reciprocal gesture when former Pakistan Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari arrived in Goa last May for the SCO Foreign Ministers meet at a time when India was holding the SCO presidency. At the time, his visit was the first by a senior Pakistani leader to India in almost 12 years. At the SCO in Islamabad this week, Jaishankar delivered a sharply worded statement stating that if cross-border activities between two nations are characterized by extremism and separatism, it is hardly likely to help bilateral trade, relations, and other activities. He added that the 3 evils, terrorism, extremism, and separatism, must be stopped. If trust is lacking or cooperation inadequate, if friendship has fallen short and good neighborliness is missing somewhere, there are surely reasons to introspect and causes to address, he said. During his remarks at the SCO, Jaishankar also took a swipe at China while emphasizing the need for territorial integrity and cooperation based on mutual respect. This comes at a time when India and China remain engaged in a border standoff at the LAC for over 4 years now. For our last topic, we're looking at a top Iranian military commander whose death holds geopolitical significance. Abbas Nilforoushan was an Iranian brigadier general of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. He had been serving as deputy of operations of the IRGC since 2019, and he was mainly viewed as the chief of Iran Guard's foreign arm. Now, last month, while many newspapers may have covered the death of Hezbollah leader Nasrallah, few covered the death of Nilforoushan, who also died in the same Israeli strike on Lebanon. On Tuesday, Iran held a funeral for the senior commander who was killed alongside Nasrallah. The ceremony was held in Tehran's Imam Hussein Square, and some elusive Iranian commanders like Ismail Qani appeared in public after weeks of absence to attend the funeral. This comes at a time when Iran is engaging in high-level diplomatic talks around establishing a ceasefire in Lebanon and Gaza. Already, Israel's assassinations of senior leaders in Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis have brought many of Iran's key proxies to their knees. Brigadier General Abbas Nilforoushan began his military career in 1980 and was very much seen as one of the senior-most commanders of the IRGC. He previously served as a deputy of operations for the IRGC ground forces from 2005 to 2007 and was a key player in Iran's military during the Iran-Iraq war. In late 2022, the US sanctioned him for his role in suppressing protests in Iran. And therefore, some Israeli media outlets have remarked that Nilforoushan's death dealt a heavy blow to the IRGC. Now, he was believed to have flown from Tehran to Beirut for a meeting with Nasrallah on the same evening that Israel dropped large bombs on Lebanon. According to a report by Middle East Eye, Nilforoushan's death, as well as Nasrallah's and many others, has raised suspicions in Iran that Israel has been able to infiltrate the IRGC. Currently, Iran is probing security lapses surrounding Nilforoushan's meeting with Nasrallah on the night that they were both killed. Thanks for watching. This is Pia Krishnankutty for ThePrint.